from deep in the forest, high atop the great Smoky Mountains. This is Smoky Mountain Off Grid. Okay, here we go. We're taking a few days off here for some medical stuff. Got to do a little traveling around. So I figure I'd show you some pictures around the homestead while we talk about a little something here. You know, we've got a lot of problems coming our way as a society, as the population in the United States. Um, I know that I've mentioned the 80-20 principle before, but it seems to me like 80% of the population has absolutely no clue about what is going on here. And it's a real shame. Uh, they don't realize uh, what the financial institutions are doing to this country. And that's what it boils down to. The financial institutions, the big banks and all the big money, the people, who have billions of dollars. And I think there was an article about somebody's a trillionaire these days. But, they hire the politicians to do what they want to do. And they install what you young folks call the deep state, the establishment to run the country. I mean, that's just a fact of life. And it's not conspiracy. And I've heard all of this stuff before. All this, talk about conspiracy theory and all that kind of stuff. But that's just the way it is. And it gets progressively more progressive as time goes on because that's what they want. They want to be able to control the population in order to make sure that it does what they think is the right thing to do. And it's not always malicious. I mean, it isn't like there's a bunch of terrible people that are running the show. They're actually, these people have enough money that they are deluded enough to think that it's good, that their way is the best way. Um, Unfortunately for the masses, for the bulk of the population, this is human nature, and this is what happens throughout history. It doesn't matter what time period you look at. And this is totalitarianism. And when you bring politics into it, it becomes communism. And this is just the way that we're going, and there's not a darn thing that we can do about it. All you can do is prepare to try to stay out of the fray, to keep your family safe, to protect what you already have, because the end result of all of this crazy stuff that we're going through, I mean, things that have never shown their head in the United States before, like the Supreme Court not hearing cases, that's unconstitutional. So, what that's not going to change. There's nothing you can do. Your vote has never counted. They always say, "Oh, it's important that you vote." No, it isn't, because the electoral system is rigged. Has been since George Washington. So, you got to have your head in the right place in order to protect yourself. And eventually, like with us, like with Barb and I mean, we've spent a lot of years developing a homestead to be as self-sufficient as we possibly can be. Then old age creeped in, and we had to get closer to town in order to have access to medical facilities. So I mean, what are you going to do? Eventually, they're going to take your pensions. As soon as this, and let me give you a point of reference for you to look at immediately so that you understand a little bit better about what's going to happen. There is going to be a move come the first part of the year, January. Um, there are two things to look out for. One is next week, and the other one is a week after next, the week of January the 4th. That's what Socrates says. That's what Martin Armstrong's computer says, that there are going to be events that unfold in that time period. Uh, what they're initially going to try to do is eliminate the currency. And the way that they will do that is to instill the Federal Reserve um, to administer a cryptocurrency, a crypto dollar. And you go to your local bank, it's an intermediary between you and the Federal Reserve crypto dollar. Now, I'm not positive that's exactly the way that it's going to work out, but that's the way it's going to go in that general direction. Uh, and then they will be able to control everything you do because they're controlling your money. Pensions, Social Security checks, they'll all go into your crypto wallet at the Federal Reserve. If they, any kind of stimulus all goes to your wallet at the Federal Reserve. Uh, and if you do something that they don't deem within within their ideology, then they'll cut you off from your crypto wallet at the Federal Reserve. In other words, they will be able to tell you how much you can spend on food, how much you can spend on drugs, how much you can spend on a house, how much you can spend on a car, da 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 da. The inevitable end is that you will own nothing. It doesn't mean you won't have those things, but you will pay the federal government for those things. You don't get them for free. People think that, they're going to eliminate my debt. Yeah, right. Right. You're going to pay the federal government. So, I wish the time was different and I wish this wasn't happening, but it is. And you guys need to think about what you're going to do. You can sidetrack this and you can stay out of the fray for a while, but the next 10, 12 years is going to bring a total demise to the United States of America. Then we just become another sheep country, another country in the fold under the auspices of the United Nations. So I wish I had better news, especially around Christmas time. And if I don't get back to you before then, which I feel certain that I will, but I hope you all have a happy and Merry Christmas. I hope you're able to get together with family, and I hope you're able to celebrate this religious holiday of Christmas. So that's all I got for this time. And until next time, Barb and I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. In hopes that there is some good news on the horizon. At any rate, that's all I've got for this time. So until next time, toodaloo.